Platinum trophies. Nothing beats the feeling of seeing those wonderful platinum trophies pop. It comes with a wonderful sense of achievement and it signals the end of an epic adventure. Some are easy, some are quite literally pressing the same button over and over and over again. Others are slightly more difficult. They involve hundreds of hours exploring vast gaming landscapes, trying to find every collectible, find the ultimate weapon while bouncing on one leg, holding the controller in one hand and using your tongue to push the buttons. For me, platinum trophies are the reason I will always play the PlayStation system. Xbox and Steam have achievements, Switch has Mario, but for me, nothing beats the trophies of the PlayStation. Here is a list of our favourite platinum trophies we here at Team Thumbs have achieved, and think you should achieve as well.
Crossing Souls may seem like an odd choice for a favourite plat, considering since everyone I've spoken to hasn't freaking heard of the bloody game, which is a shame, as I really like this game and I want more people to play it. Crossing Souls has a Stranger Things vibe about it straight from the get-go. It's based in the 1980s and you're put in control of 5 children who are thrown into this crazy supernatural government conspiracy story arc. It starts off much like the story from the film Stand By Me, where the kids discover a dead body in the woods, but it soon evolves into dimension hopping, battling monsters, time travel, and way more that I can't even go into without spoiling the story. And it could be a coincidence here, but Stand By Me was released in the summer of 1986, which just so happens to be when this game is based. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's a nod to the film, and you will find that about this game. There is nods to the 80s and 90s dotted throughout. It's a decent enough story in my opinion. It starts off really strong, and maybe dips a little towards the end, but overall, it's a pretty decent play. Each kid has their own unique personality, which is really nice. Some games suffer from characters blending into one, but not Crossing Souls. They each have their own abilities and fighting styles, and you need to utilize these abilities in order to solve puzzles, fight enemies, and progress through the game. And of course, that's not even mentioning the absolutely stunning pixel art graphics, which may I say are just mwah! Compliments to the pixel chef. I have played a lot of pixel art games in my day. Pixel art is my jam, and while some of them just look meh, this game looks absolutely beautiful. With an average platinum time of 8 to 12 hours, at least according to PlayStationTrophies.com, it's not a long platinum to get. Not to mention, according to the PlayStation 4, it's 5.7% of people that have the platinum trophy, so it's pretty easy. I'd recommend playing the story first, enjoying the game for what it is, and then play through a second time for the collectibles. But if you do want to follow a guide and do it in one playthrough, I don't think that'll spoil much of the story, so go for it.
Considering we're all gamers and play a lot of the same games, it is perhaps surprising that we only share one of the trophies on this list. Minecraft hit the stage in 2009 and almost instantly became a worldwide phenomenon. And even now, nearly 12 years later, not a lot has changed. Quite often the simplest concepts for games can be the most effective. The world is filled with writers trying to be too clever with a storyline, game developers throwing too many side quests into a game. Sometimes all you need to do is punch a tree. Minecraft is successful without having some of the key elements I'd expect a game to need. It doesn't really have a storyline. You are the storyline, in fact. It's like the worst quest master in history. Sorry to disturb you. If you get a chance, there is a dragon we'd quite like you to kill. But you know, your dirt castle comes first. No pressure. Do take your time. And you know what? If you don't want to fight it, don't bother. Then considering how much people yap on about graphics, it perhaps comes as a surprise that people really enjoy Minecraft's minimalistic art style. Perhaps the developers worked out how to make a cube on the game making software and couldn't be bothered to learn anything else. Music, honestly, might as well not be there, and it randomly stops playing anyway. But when the music is there, it follows the theme of everything else and is incredibly simplistic. There's no orchestral score with epic crescendos. It's all calm. Though a creeper hiss does, of course, change that. Despite not having the key ingredients of what a game needs, Minecraft really works. I, like a lot of people, go through stages with Minecraft. I'll play it every hour of every day for a month. Then I might not touch it for a year. But that's the true beauty of the game. You can pick it up and put it down as many times as you like, without fear of forgetting how to play, without fear of forgetting the controls. The trophies for the Platinum Trophy aren't too difficult, but you really should play them through with friends, which now is actually super easy as Minecraft is now cross-platform. So no matter what your friends play the game on, you can all play together. Minecraft really is a must-play game, and we all really enjoyed gaining the Platinum Trophy, and I promise you will as well.
If you want a game where you can help loads of people with funny side quests, play loads of minigames, even play some arcade classics, collect all sorts of items, build up your character to unbelievable strengths, run around what can only be described as the most graphically beautiful depiction of modern day Japan I've ever seen in a video game. Even babysit a child and play baseball with your friends. All whilst heading for the plat this list is actually about, then Yakuza 6 A Song of Life is a game for you. Unlike previous titles in the series, there isn't a trophy for 100% completion, and that's the only reason I have this plat, and no others in the series. Talking about this makes me want to go back and plat the other games, but that'll have to wait as the next game is out this month.
This game, man. This game! I actually really enjoyed it. Cuphead's a really fun game. It looks beautiful and the soundtrack is amazing. If you've ever seen one of Nostalgia Critic's Dark Toon videos, then you will see where Cuphead gets its graphical influences from. It really does look and sound like the cartoons from back in that era. The creators have done just an amazing job in recreating that. It really does feel like you're playing a cartoon. Cuphead, however, is by far the most difficult plat I have ever done, and probably will ever do. This game consists of just beating bosses. Very, very difficult bosses, and that's the premise of the game. Beat one boss and move on to the next one. And for each boss you beat, you get a ranking. This ranking will depend on how well you play, and in order to get a good ranking, you have to meet certain criteria, such as parry so many attacks, use so many special abilities, and of course, you have to have so much health by the end of the battle. One of the trophies in Cuphead is to have an A ranking or higher on each boss. That's basically one of the best rankings you can get on the first playthrough. It's not easy, but that's the beauty of the game, because once you finally beat a boss that you've been trying to beat for hours, and that does happen, man, what a sense of satisfaction you get. It's pure euphoria, at least until you get to the next boss, and then that's replaced by frustration and rage.
Look out! Fudgy! Put a piece of poo that wraps bogies in bread and feeds it to the starving children to look like a hero on TV!
To say this game is difficult is not enough. No. It doesn't even come close. I would liken the difficulty of this game to learning another language, while also learning to juggle, and hopping on one foot all at the same time. Okay, maybe it's not that bad, but it's bloody difficult. It's anger-provokingly difficult. I don't even know if anger-provokingly is a term that people use, but it is. It's anger-provokingly difficult. If, however, you manage to get this extremely difficult platinum, it will forever be a platinum that you can brag about having. I know I do.
During the lockdown of 2020, I became addicted to 3 things. The first was strawberry laces. The second was a Lombax named Ratchet, and the third was a robot named Clank. Playing this game was like being transported back to my childhood. It hit me right in the nostalgia feels. I love Ratchet and Clank games, and this one might just be my favourite. It's easy to play and isn't too long, which is perfect considering you need 2 full playthroughs to gain the Platinum Trophy. Leveling up your weapons can feel a bit of a grind now and then, and a guide is sometimes needed to get all the hidden gold bolts, but other than that, it's a wonderfully enjoyable Platinum Trophy. So if you're looking for lovable characters, a fun story, a fairly easy game, then Ratchet & Clank is the game for you.
I got my first trophy at 25 to 1 in the morning on release date, and the plat at 10 to 4, 5 days later. Now that's not to say it's an easy plat. I booked for time off work and played every waking moment, almost putting in damn near 100 hours, because I'm an idiot. I went straight in on proud mode, but in my defence, the other games in the series require a proud mode run through to get the plat. But that aside, Kingdom Hearts is an amazing franchise, and in this plat run, you'll be taking pictures of Mickey Mouse emblem, playing Game & Watch games, collecting all ingredients, getting perfects on all cooking, killing secret bosses, getting high scores for each world's mini games, and so much more. And that's all without taking into account of playing what is the last game in the Sora Saga. Absolutely amazing game.
God of War is the majority of people's game of the PS4 generation, and whilst it comes in a very close second for me, I 100% agree that this game deserves its place to be remembered as one of the best games of all times. The story hooks you from the very start, with a beautiful mixture of mystery and action woven into the 2-camera shot game. Whilst God of War is the continuation of Kratos' story, the game is exceptionally accessible for players who haven't played the previous installments. I was one of these players, and whilst I'm sure there were Easter eggs I missed, I absolutely loved playing through God of War. It isn't the easiest platinum trophy to obtain, the Valkyries make sure of that, but don't let that put you off. With no difficulty setting trophies, you can just turn the game difficulty down, as I did, for those more difficult boss fights. If you can beat the final Valkyrie on anything but the easiest difficulty, then you are officially my hero. The plat will take roughly 30 hours to gain, and most of that will be finding all collectibles and fighting Valkyries. But honestly, the time flies by, and you'll be left wanting more.
The Little Acre is a small, charming point-and-click game, and is my favourite platinum trophy of all the platinums I have. I'm a big fan of point-and-click games, and the Little Acre certainly fulfilled that point-and-click need. The story is set in 1950s in Ireland and follows a man named Aidan and his daughter Lily as they inadvertently stumble upon clues as to the whereabouts of Aidan's missing father, Lily's grandfather. The investigation brings them to an alternate world, reality, universe, whatever you want to call it, and from there things just get more and more interesting. It's a really fun game. The Little Acre looks nice and it's very cartoony and just generally pleasing to look at. The story is gripping, at least it was for me, but what truly shines in this game is the voice acting. The voice acting is just top notch. I mean, it really stands out, especially for such a small game, and it is a small game. Without a guide, you could probably complete and plat this game within about 3 to 5 hours, no joke. There are missable trophies, but they're easy enough to get on a second playthrough, and there's also a trophy for completing the game within an hour, which is a very achievable trophy. This game ticks all the boxes when it comes to a nice, easy plat, and I always recommend it to people. It's not often you can say a short plat is a fun plat, but the Little Acre really is.
What can I really say about this game? Though it's the shortest plat from my list, the other's literally 10 times longer. If it wasn't for Final Fantasy VII Remake, then not got that plat yet, this would without a doubt be my game of the year. Most of the trophies are required along with the story, and the rest are easily kept track of using your map or a Pika or two out the trophy list. The story takes you along a journey from being bullied to saving those bullying you through the help of the art you create. The trophies are very straightforward. You have to paint certain things and a certain number of others. Make sure you get all the collectibles and complete the story. It's that simple. But everything in game takes away from something that can be seen as just an easy plat, and turns into one of the most beautiful games I have ever played and the most fun plat I have this year.
Without saying anything, I've already run out of words to describe how incredible this game is. I'm just going to throw out some descriptive words. Exciting. Amazing. Spiders. Hot dogs. Awesome. The best. Incredible. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Mary Jane. Holy bologna sauce. And what do you get if you put all these words together? Marvel's Spider-Man. Not only is Spider-Man my favourite superhero and my dream boyfriend, Marvel's Spider-Man is my favourite game of the PS4 generation. Here's why. The story. Incredible. Gripping. Heartwarming. The graphics. Insane. characters, dateable, the web slinging, amazing! If you're only allowed to play one game for the rest of your life, this is the game I'd choose. Definitely my favourite Platinum Trophy, and potentially my favourite game of all times. And it could be yours as well. And there you have it. That's our top 10 favourite Platinum Trophies. Be sure to let us know yours in the comment section down below. Hit a like if you enjoyed and subscribe with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss an upload from us. Sadly, this video is over. But here you can see a video of ours YouTube thinks you will enjoy. How about you go find out if YouTube is right? Huh? Thanks for watching. It's a thumbs up from me.